The Wii U may not be much of a success in terms of its sales, but that doesn't mean that the console doesn't have a lot of great games to offer. So I thought I'd make a video about my 10 favourite games on the console. So let's get right into it with number 10, Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors is a Musou combining Dynasty Warriors hack and slash gameplay with the much loved world of The Legend of Zelda. I'm really not a fan of Musous in general, so I wasn't expecting Hyrule Warriors to resonate with me, but surprisingly this was the first Musou that I got really into. The amount of fan service just kept me coming back. Seeing The Legend of Zelda's locations and characters in a completely different context is really cool. And although Hyrule Warriors may not be the prettiest game, the animations look great and the novelty of tearing through hundreds of enemies doesn't really wear off. Number 9 is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. The Donkey Kong games have had a lot of ups and downs, but the reboot of Donkey Kong Country on Wii was pretty much unanimously renowned. And although some people disagree, I think that it only got better with its Wii U follow-up. The environments are varied, the collectibles are a challenging incentive to keep coming back, and shockingly, they finally made minecart levels that I found fun. It's also worth noting that this game gets very difficult, which is different for a Nintendo platformer. The boss battles may be a little weak, but this is still one of the best platformers Nintendo has made in recent years. Number 8 is Splatoon. If I was asked to guess who would make the best multiplayer shooter of 2015, Nintendo certainly wouldn't have come to mind. But Splatoon is a unique take on the shooter genre. Instead of focusing on just shooting enemies to win, you also need to be focusing on shooting paint all over the environment, as the team who covers the most turf will win. It's been spoken about at length how good Splatoon's multiplayer is, but something that doesn't get enough love is the single player. Splatoon's campaign is a lot of fun and a good way to learn these unique mechanics before jumping into the multiplayer. Number 7 is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. This is another one of Nintendo's more experimental games. As Captain Toad, you navigate levels by changing the camera perspective to discover new paths, but a few things differentiate it from other puzzle platformers. Captain Toad cannot jump, which makes the levels have a much more maze-like feel to them. These levels are very smart and balance the difficulty just right. It starts off very easy, but slowly ramps up to levels that require a lot of thought, especially if you're a completionist and you want the collectibles. Toad also cannot directly attack, so the only way to get rid of enemies is through picking up radishes and throwing them at the enemies. It's the fact that there's nothing else quite like this on the market that makes Captain Toad Treasure Tracker so interesting. Number 6 is Super Mario Maker. This is a game that fans have wanted for years, and thanks to this game, we now have an almost endless supply of 2D Mario levels. It is a shame that the discovery tools for finding new levels aren't better, because you might have to sift through a lot of levels to find some you like. But if you find the right creators, you can have some incredible Mario experiences in this game. And the ability to switch between 4 different Mario art styles is much appreciated. The tools are also very simple to use, so even if you're someone like me and you don't really get into level editing, you can still have fun messing around with Mario Maker. Nintendo have also done a lot to support Mario Maker with a lot of free additions added through updates. It also has some of the better amiibo support we've seen so far. Number 5 is The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. Wind Waker is my favourite game in the Legend of Zelda franchise, and it was the perfect choice for a remaster thanks to its great gameplay and timeless art style. All the Zelda staples are not only present here, they're often at their best here. Wind Waker has a lot of cool items for Link to use across his adventure, and it has some of the most memorable dungeons of any Zelda game. This version has also touched up some of the parts that haven't aged so well, such as tweaks to annoying aspects of quests and increase in sailing speed to cut traversal times down. Number 4 is Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 is not only my favourite Mario Kart game, it's also my favourite kart racer of all time. The vehicles handle exactly how you want them to, the racetracks have a nice variety to them, and the DLC support was some of the best I've ever seen. It's a shame that they ruined battle mode by removing dedicated maps for it, but it's easy to get over that when the rest of the game is practically perfect. This is also one of the best multiplayer games on the Wii U. If you're a fan of kart racing, I would actually say that this game might even be worth owning a Wii U for on its own. Number 3 is Super Mario 3D World. 3D World is one of the best Mario games ever made. Super Mario 3D Land was one of the first games on 3DS to get widespread acclaim, and for good reason. 3D Land was excellent, but 3D World takes the ideas from that game and expands upon them to make an even better game. The levels are quite similar to traditional 2D Mario in a way, seeing as they're essentially obstacle courses where you platform your way from one end to another, only here they're in a 3D environment. 3D World also has some of the best pickup items in Mario's history. Things like the cat suit that allows you to run up walls, or the cherry that clones Mario, made Mario feel fresh again. Number 2 is Bayonetta 2. The first Bayonetta was released on the PS3 and Xbox 360 in 2009, and quickly became a cult classic with a very hardcore fanbase. Historically, Nintendo have always been known for consoles that is generally more family friendly, so this is certainly not where anyone was expecting Bayonetta's sequel to show up, but thanks to Nintendo's funding, we finally got a sequel to Bayonetta in 2014, and it was definitely worth the 5-year wait. Bayonetta 2 took all the good ideas from its predecessor and made them even better. Combat with unmatched flow to it, awe-inspiring boss battles, and incredible polish make Bayonetta 2 one of the best action games of all time. Finally, we arrive at number 1. Coming in at number 1 is Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. You'd be hard pressed to find a gamer who doesn't have fond memories of this series. Nintendo's flagship brawler has been loved by gamers since its first appearance on N64, and the Wii U version was another hit. Smash Bros. Is a blast to play, both by yourself or with friends. With its well-balanced gameplay, large selection of arenas, and its character roster spanning some of the best games of all time, Smash Bros. Was a no-brainer to give the number 1 place to. I've played this game consistently since its release in 2014, and I know that will not change until the next entry arrives. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share for new videos every week.